Okay, so at TechLit Africa, we build computer labs in rural African schools, and I'm going to go a little bit more on why that is important. So this is my story. I grew up in rural Kenya, and these are some pictures here, some grids here, pictures of my life growing up. On the top left here is a picture of my mom. She's outside a kiosk. She was a street food vendor. She will make food and sell it during the day. She will only make $2 on a good day. And she worked really hard to put us through school. So these are my sisters over here. This is my sister Sharon. This is my sister Barbara. She worked really hard to put us school, but even that, we just grew up in poverty. We didn't have enough food growing up. We didn't have the best living conditions. And for me, the only way out of poverty was study really hard in school. And I studied really hard in school. I got a full scholarship to come to Augustana College. That's the first time I also used a computer. And the significance of these pictures is that the pictures on the top, you can see we are all outside. We were so embarrassed to go inside either our place of business or inside our house because we felt like it wasn't decent enough to even take a photograph in or invite any friends. But this picture right here is a picture after I came to America, after 1 year as a college student, and I moved my family into a better house. So I came to America. I could work as a student. I was saving $8 a day. I was earning $8 an hour as a work study program, saved for 1 year, moved my family to a better house, and went to Goodwill, bought fancy dresses, and then we moved to fancy houses. And then for the first time, we were taking pictures inside the house. This is a picture of my mom, where she lives now. She lives on her own land. She doesn't have to worry about raising us or providing for us. We're taking care of for her. And this is a picture of my grandma. My grandma never got a chance to go to school. She always wanted to get a degree. And in this picture, I gave her my graduation gown, and I just told her, hey, here's your here's your honorary degree. And she was really happy. So my story is not unique. This is the story of anyone growing up in rural Africa. We're growing up without access to technology, access to just so many things. And for me, after I moved my family out of poverty, I moved next to move my community out of poverty. And the first thing I thought I could do was I would build a school. So 2 years into America, I started saving money, and I started with just 4 simple classrooms. It cost me $6,000. I would save as much as I could, build a classroom. And then I discovered computer science. So when I was building the classroom, I needed to take an intro to Java for my math major. And I just typed something, and then there was hello world. And I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what. And around that time, I kept thinking of why, I kept thinking mostly of why as Africa or as Kenya, why we are poor. And the more I thought about it, it became clear that it's really lack of our system. We don't have the system in place to enable us. For example, if I need to get a loan to expand my school, for example, I'll have to pay like 16% in interest rate and start paying like the next month just to build a school. Even though I'm very credible, I have a school, kids are paying to attend this school. We don't have the best roads. We don't have even like the best postal service. And so if you are to start a business in Kenya, you just have a much bigger hill to climb than if you're to start a business in America. And if you have the systems like that in place, then you're continuously disadvantaged. If you look at all our businesses, it's just a small business. We don't even have middle-sized business because you require so many infrastructure in place to be working to have a great business. But on the other hand, if you look at technology, if you look at how much you can do by just having a computer, I think most of us on this call today, I mean, for the rest of 2020, I've been able to earn enough income just by having a computer, just from working remotely from your bedroom. And when I started majoring in computer science and later on became a software engineer, I realized this is the one resource that I could relocate and provide this amazing resource to my community. I don't need to have amazing roads. We don't need to have fibers everywhere. We don't need to have shipping or the best banking infrastructure. All we need to do is to take these computers that are going to waste in America and put them in schools so that kids, when I was growing up, I didn't have access to computers, but then the kids, the next generation of African kids are growing up with computers. They're growing up just with, if TechLit Africa accomplishes its mission, there will be no different for someone growing up in America and someone growing up in rural Kenya. They're growing up having access to technology. They're growing up knowing how to build mobile apps, how to have website, and they have access to the global economy. And on the reverse, and the reverse of that, let's say TechLit never works. We never complete our mission. With technology, everything is 10 times faster. Everything is 10 times better. Our reach is 10 times. So if in a world where technology is like multiples of making things better, for people who don't have access to it, they're multiples behind, right? And for me, I'm just tired of Africa being left behind. And as I see the impact of technology, as I see how impactful it was to have technology in 2020, I just really want to get the computers that are going to waste here. So that is the overarching vision of TechLit Africa. And I'm going to show you some pictures of what we are doing. So this is some example of our programs. So we take the computer donations. My co-founder and I are both software engineers. We take computer donations from corporations. We work with open source curriculum. We equip them, and then we spend 6 months of the year in Kenya. So we spend 6 months over here sourcing the computers, and the next 6 months in Kenya building, working with the kids. So we iterate on the program every day. We watch what they like, and if they like it, we empower that in them. And if they don't like it, we try something else. So our process is very, very involved, because it means a lot when they keep coming back every day, and when this is the most, like, the favorite activity in the world. So this is just, I've already mentioned about this, but most people growing up in Kenya, they'll first use a computer at 18, which I think is really old. And we're working to like take that number down, even like to 2 years instead. Our curriculum is also self-directed. So it's going to take us a long time to train all the teachers to show how to use the computers, but it's really easy to make our UI very intuitive, so that all the kids need to do is just press enter, and they already have a very exciting menu. And then from the menu, they start playing. And also, we also leverage working together. So the kids are working together, and as they're working together, they're teaching each other. Here is a video of that in action. So you see they're all playing the same game. So they find ways to make it social. And they're just helping each other. I'll go to the next one. Anyway, that's an example. So that game is a clone of Super Mario. So all of them used to find a way. So you'll notice that they have that social aspect. We don't tell them that go open this game and start playing. They choose what games to play. But you'll see that most of them decide to choose games which are next to each other. When we were there, we worked with over 1,200 kids to iterate on the program. This is just another picture of Shayla. I'll go really quick. We have, because of lack of internet, we have our own intranet server. So all our computers are networked locally. And in the server, we have things like Wikipedia and Khan Academy that kids can quickly search and see the information. We also have a multiplayer game that look like this. So this is in the afternoon, where all the kids just, they're all competing. So this is a clone of Super Mario Kart. The kids are inside competing, and then the ones outside are just cheering each other. Okay. Anyway, And then for the school, I mentioned the school earlier on. Right now, the school is becoming a 4-storied community center. So we are working on building a 4-storied community center to accommodate some other programs. So right now we are working with kids, but we'd like to accommodate other segments of the population, like high school students and college students, and also adults, by providing adult literacy classes and vocational training. So this is what we are building in 2021, is a 4-storied community center that we already started. This is the progress we're going to be providing there. Anyway, and this is a picture of how our work looks like in Chicago. We have a senator right here inspecting our work, and this is the picture from from a pickup, right? And if you're inspired by this mission and our mission to bring the technology leverage to Africa, you can support us in various ways. You can volunteer with us. We are a startup, and so we have so many spots available. You can rally your network and your groups by creating a campaign or do a peer-to-peer fundraising. You can join the network, which is a monthly giving program. For only $10 a month, you're supporting one kid each month to grow up with technology. Or you can join the Merge, which is our newsletter. You can get all this from our website. Yeah, thank you.